Hotel brothers and sisters, black pals, always giving on to the creator, the ancestors, chief of staff, brother Harris Abdul, my father, my sister, my in-laws, my subscribers, donors, viewers, and all those who are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Today is my sister's born day, and she's went to join the ancestors 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and this is her born day, and I'm celebrating her life. And one thing I want to tell you all is, when your loved ones, relatives that you're close to, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk, just because you share the same DNA, blood type, and come out of the same womb, doesn't mean you have to take shit off of it, off of them. You can connect whoever you're connected with and you're closest to, that's your family. However, fortunately, my sister and I, we she practically raised me, taught me a lot, because as a child, as a very young child, my perception of the world was different. And I thought that everyone loved one another, but she told me something different. When I began to see, the violence and the negativity in the world as a child, she taught me how to defend myself, how to fight back. And as a result of that, I was able to walk the planet with, able to handle myself, defend myself extremely well. And as a result of her teaching, as a result of her wisdom, we broke law together. We done a lot of things together. I lived with her for approximately 20 years or better. And we've had some very, very low times, but we had some wonderful times as well, as brother and sister. And, for those who have loved ones that you are close to here, if they're still here, share their greatness, give them the respect, the honor, the appreciation, the dedication, the commitment, the love. And why they're here. Today, this morning, the Queen said, my mother-in-law told her that, give me the flowers while I'm still alive. Don't wait until I become an ancestor to give me roses. And which makes a lot of sense. So, Hotep and Black Power to my mother-in-law. And, my sister was extraordinary. If you never met her or didn't get to know her, you missed out on a good, strong person. She was just like me, just in another gender. Very, very strong queen. And not a day goes by that I don't miss her. But at the same time, we have sad moments and things of that nature. But the majority of the time, I know personally, I have wonderful moments when I think of her and laugh about the things we used to laugh at, because she was a very humorous individual. And so, if you have relatives, children, parents, or whatever, cousins, your significant other or whatever, that you are very, very close to, that you share everything, your most innermost secrets with, without being judged or criticized, then treat that individual with as much love and appreciation and respect as possible. because it's very important, you know, very important. And as a result of you showing that love, respect, and honor, you're honoring yourself as well, because it's you that's demonstrating that. And this also goes out to all of our fallen comrades and, you know, our kings and queens, our warriors, you know, our goddesses. You know, a lot fell by the wayside in the war on drugs, in the war on biological warfare, you know, medical warfare, you know, prison, mass incarceration. You know, those who lost brothers and sisters that passed inside prison walls. Those who lost brothers and sisters who passed as a result of these man-made diseases, cancer, AIDS, and many other crippling, mind-crippling, spirit decapitating diseases that was created for our destruction. Let's not get it twisted. And the drug subculture, the overdosing, the fentanyl, the crack epidemic, the crack era, the heroin era, the heroin epidemic. You know, now, you know, the Love Boat, the PCP, the Sharon'S, the Dippers, and then gun violence, the self-hatred of another brother that has been demonstrated on our loved ones. Because I know a lot of my close friends who were laid to rest behind gun violence. And so we say our shade to them. And we allow ourselves to incorporate their energies, their spirits, their vibrations, their frequencies to help us move on, to help us deal and continue our battle. Because this is a war. Not only just a spiritual war. We have war, physical war on all levels of our aspect of our being. And let's not get it twisted. You know, let's keep it 2000 all the way through while we ride. We have to be crystal clear about this and without putting blinders on when it comes to the system of racism, white supremacy. And so I want to just salute the Queen, my sister, and wish her well and continue to come and visit me, provide me with the strength. Now, what I want to talk about now is the situation of the homeless population, not just in Washington, D.C., but I'm talking nationwide. As you can see, that picture there is a picture of brothers and sisters laying there right next to the White House. Right next to the White House. And it's been like that for years. It just didn't start with the Trump administration. It didn't just start with the Obama administration. And this is symbolic of what goes on in this colony we call the United States. That our brothers and sisters suffer, between 15 and 27,000 of our brothers and sisters in Washington, D.C. alone are sleeping outside in dumpsters, vacant apartments, abandoned houses. We call them abandonmeniums. Under the bridges, in tents, in shopping carts. I've seen children sleep in shopping carts, in tents, to avoid being bitten by the animals and the rodents of the night. Possums, raccoons, rats, sewer rats, field rats. And the mental health population is just as bad. But the mental health population is 3 times more than the homeless population. Why? Because just because you work a 9 to 5, you pay your rent, you pay your bills, you pay your car note, you take care of everything you're supposed to take care of financially. You have a nice condo or home or an apartment, and your mental health status could be more detrimental than someone who is currently in a mental institution. See, let me give you an example. The things I've just mentioned, the individual that has everything, the job, the car, the condo, and all of this, but you will step over or refuse to help someone who is sleeping in the gutter. You have traits and symptoms of someone with mental health disorder. Because if you don't have any humanity, you definitely have a mental health issue. Now, I'm not saying that every time you see somebody laying outside that you're supposed to financially bless them. But at least say something or give and say something, or just give and say nothing. Personally, I take a certain amount of ones, and in my travels, whether I'm going to the corner store or whatever, and I hand those out. Now, this is another mental health issue that has to do with those who are outside, standing in front of stores, begging for money, but your shoes that you have on are more fresher and cost more than the ones I have on. You have on $100 jeans, and you're asking me for some change. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because your motives are, that's very, very blatantly disrespectful to stand out there with $180 fresh New Balance on and ask somebody that has on some tennis shoes that work every day, but they have on Walmart sneakers, and you expect them to give you. No. That's a mental health issue on the part of the so-called homeless person. Now, let me give you the definition of homeless. You're homeless when your name is not on a lease, a deed, or of some sort of contract stating that you are a resident of that particular dwelling. See, a lot of you think, oh, I'm not homeless, man. I live with my girl. This is my mom's joint. I live with my boo, man. I ain't on shit. I got 5 places to go, but none of them have your name on it. So technically, you're homeless. Now you may have somewhere to sleep and to stay, but you own no home. And that's what the term homeless means. Homeless. You don't have a home. It doesn't say anything about not being able to have a place to stay and to sleep and eat and take showers and watch television. It said homeless. Because the mental part of this, and I have relatives like this, males that are in their mid-50s who have never had their own apartment, who have never had anything in their name as far as a dwelling. Those are the type of individuals that are afraid of life, afraid of the struggle. So they hide behind someone else. Of course they pay their, most of the time they pay their share of the rent and whatnot, but they've never had nothing that they could call their own. And that's a shame. That is a shame, and that's a mental health issue as well. Also, another mental health issue is the drug subculture. When you use drugs, and you've been told all your life that once you use drugs, it will result in you either going to jail or dying. And you go ahead and do it anyway and end up in jail, or you end up dying. That's a mental health disorder. So those who sit back chiefing, yeah, man, they talk about that. They talk about that hard shit. They ain't talking about this kush. They ain't talking about this loud pack. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because let me tell you something. If it's not medicinal, it's been treated. And now the marijuana now has fentanyl in it, laced with a significant amount of fentanyl. Meaning, if you keep smoking this street weed, you're going to end up with a dope habit. You're gonna wake up sweating. You're gonna wake up with your bowels about to break. You're gonna wake up throwing up yellow shit because you need a fix. So and I have to say these things because all these things tie in to the homeless population. And see, you all think that everyone that is out there sleeping on the sidewalk that is homeless is either a drunk, a junkie, or something like that. That's not the case all the time. That's not the case. I know sisters with children, brothers that work, who are homeless. They are not in the drug subculture. They don't use any drugs or alcohol. They have had some hardships. A lot of the women have had hardships based on the fact that they may have lost their place by harboring a nigga. That's what I call not living in it. Harboring a nigga and allowing him to sell dope out of your house, and you end up losing your Section 8 certificate or voucher or whatever they certification or whatever. And so you're on the street. And it's no joke. It is no joke. It is no joke. To see our brothers and sisters out here literally laying in the gutter. Literally laying in the gutter. What are we going to do about this? Shout out to Diane Nelson, who was up in Connecticut doing the best she can, in and out of the hospital. She lost sight in one eye, dealing with lupus, but she still goes out and gives coffee, gives food, clothing, gloves, underwear to the misfortunate, to our homeless brothers and sisters. And she's only one person with no help. That's what I cannot understand to save my life, is that if you see a sister out here, and then there's a lot of conscious brothers and sisters in Connecticut, you know, but if you're conscious and you know what's happening, what is wrong with going and asking a sister, does she need some help? Especially you brothers, in assisting her. Because we go out on foot and we give out meals. We give out meals. And we come out of our pockets. Because I love my people that much. I love my people that much that I will not see them fucked up. And I'll do the best that I can to get us back on track. Because this is one of the ills that plague us. This drug subculture and this homeless subculture run hand in hand. You'd be surprised when you see some of these brothers that's been laying in the gutter and they go to a program or even get locked up for a month or two and come home looking brand new. But they don't stay brand new. And that's the mental health issue. That's the insanity part. They'll go right back and indulge in the things that got them homeless in the first place. Now, you understand what I'm saying. But my thing, I'm solution oriented. Let's brainstorm with some solutions. Because in DC, we give out the food, we give out the juices, we give out the chips, and then we build with the people. We build with the people. And we've had a few people that have actually surrendered the alcohol, the narcotics, and want to get and has gotten back to where he's supposed to be without having to go to jail. You know, because a lot of our brothers out here, they'll when it starts getting cold, they'll commit a crime, a petty crime, just to go over to the jail where they can get a mattress with sheets, access to hot showers, food, a jumpsuit, clean, fresh jumpsuit. That's sad. Very sad. Very sad. And so something must be done about that, brothers and sisters. So this is why the homelessness, this population. We have to push on and make these nigga politicians, because they're the ones that's keeping our brothers and sisters on the street. Because believe it or not, the mindset that they have is that as long as you got some niggas that's fucked up, we're gonna be able to eat good. So we got to keep a certain amount of niggas in jail. We got to keep a certain amount of people on the street homeless. We have to get a certain amount of black men murdered, because they have agents. They have agents posing as gangbangers, killing these brothers on the street, killing them in cold blood. Part of a covert operation. Because it's not that much gun violence in the world when you are in these small little vicinities where you have one or two project housing developments and everybody knows one another. The ratio doesn't add up. Where you never have, no one is never arrested. You never have any suspects, because you don't do any investigation when it comes to a brother or sister being murdered. There is no investigation. We're not stupid. How can that be? Thousands of brothers are murdered in their own hood every other year, and there are no arrests made. These hoods, they're too small, they're nothing but housing developments. And you mean to tell me with one or two bodies a night that you cannot, with the remaining males in that housing project, that you're unable to make an arrest? Because the reason why is because those brothers are innocent. Because these agents posing as hood niggas are doing the killing. A lot of y'all think it's so far-fetched. They take the youngest brothers that's trying to join the police force at 18 or 21 years old, make them shave their face to make them look like they're 17. Put them in the hood and have him setting up the murders or committing them himself. Because see, once he commits the murder, everybody in the hood gonna respect him, because they're gonna say he takes no shorts. And so he'll go around and kill 2 or 3 more people before he's reassigned to another state and another housing development, does the same thing, goes to another state, and it goes on and on. And so this is why there's a limited, very small, limited amount of help for our brothers and sisters that are homeless at this time. You watch all these movies where these devils put Mickeys in people's drinks and their champagne and everything. You believe it when it's on television, but you don't believe it when it's done to our people by music execs, football coaches, basketball coaches. They call them life coaches. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. They just grooming people for the kill. But the dropping of these poisons, drugging these people, I believe every bit of it. It's especially those musicians, these young talented musicians and athletes that refuse to get down and participate in these sex rituals. And so, this is how it's going down. And so what we have to do is begin, because these politicians are not going to help us. They're not going to help us. And so we have to take the initiative and go and connect with one another and do a lot of networking, because it'll be wintertime soon. And we're going to have to do a blanket drive, have to buy gloves and scarves and hats, underwear, long johns, along with the food, to ensure our brothers and sisters are warm and don't die from the cold and freeze to death. So, with that said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to come back with another video. I'm going to be talking about a few more things. I just wanted to touch on that. I hope you got something out of it. And as always, brothers and sisters, Hotep, Black Power.